Greetings, Hotep Bakwaba, bless up. Welcome to the Recovery Room of Racism Non-Anonymous with me, Sis Abena Afreeka, the recovering African who is culturally enslaved in America. I am true to the cause of African liberation via unification and utilizing the tool of healthy and effective communications. I am a trauma queen of trauma, and traumatized traumatologist. And I have a propensity towards truth telling. So I say that early on, and I say that initially so that will invite and encourage those of you who have difficulty with hearing and knowing the truth of your own life, then it would probably be difficult for you to listen to me share the truths of my life. And that's what we do here in the Recovery Room of Racism Non-Anonymous, which is that revolutionary 12-step self-help program that has been uniquely designed with the African in mind, designed to support our healing and recovering from the shit that is traumatic stress of the human intentional type. Yes, and it is about big things is going on here in the recovery room. Because it is a big thing, racism. It's a big and it's a heavy thing. It's so big that for the past 500 or some odd years, the time period that America has been in the making, we have had a difficulty telling the truth about the system of race and racism in our Black African lives. One of the things is not just also unique here to America. This system of causing harm to others for your personal gain and benefit has happened to Africans across the planet. Everywhere we are on the planet, the shit has taken place in our lives. Traumatic stress of the human intentional type. That is the type of stress that people experience when others cause them harm intentionally, like rape, physical abuse, kidnapping, torture. Those are like just some of the examples of traumatic stress of the human intentional type. It's different from traumatic stress that is caused by acts of nature, such as hurricanes, tornadoes, tsunamis, and the like. It's different from traumatic stress when humans are involved and it's accidental. So that is unintentional, human involved. And that would include things like industrial accidents and spills where the person who is working this huge or large equipment, the Valdez oil spill, for example, is human involved, yet the intent was not to harm. It was an accident. Yet this accident caused great loss for a significant amount of people, and or it may be one person. At any rate, those would be examples of traumatic stress that involves human and it's not intentional. And then the third type is that intentional. Now, because in American society and cultural mindset, it seems that it is by their nature to cause other people harm for personal gain and benefit. See, if I can take from you, if I can misrepresent the truth to you or lie in order to get something that you have, there is an ideal, a mindset, a frame that says that that is okay to do. And there are certain rules, however, about doing it. And some of those rules include, you have to have gotten an education in order to then go forth and use words and information for sale to others. I think that's just, one example. And I'm not sure, this is a new sort of reality that's coming forward for me as I am talking with you now. Let me tell you in the background, that is Nina Simone right there, yet the music is playing from my website, www.afreekalive.com. That's www.afreeka, Afreeka Live, live.com. And you go to About Me page, and this is music that is for the about me. It speaks to me, my spirit resonates the messages that are being put forth in that music. This music supports me and assists me in telling my story for the things that I think about and I want to say that have been so excruciatingly painful and causes some challenges for getting it out clearly. You can just, a musician has said the same thing, and they've done so in a way that allows it to flow, because you are able to tell the story and express the feeling at the same time. And that's what supports the power in music, and using music to support the telling of very painful, very tragic stories. Because everybody's gone to the moon, huh? And I can, that resonates for me. It's like mentally, spiritually, it seems that for the most part, everyone's gone to the moon. For when a person decides that it's okay to cause harm to another person for your own benefit, your mind is gone to the moon. And here on planet Earth, given that the vast majority of the minds have gone to the moon, what's going to happen to planet Earth? Well, it seems that we know what's happening. We know what's going to happen because we know what's happening. They have been telling us what's happening and what's going to happen and what is happening. They tell us on the television. And the only lies to our vision that they tell is that it's just entertainment. When in reality, I found that it is real. The things that they are putting forth. And these things take place in many ways, in many different ways to just show, and they're really just showing us what's happening. It seems to me it's also a way that white folk have of communicating with each other and disseminating their messages or their memes, their mind viruses. It's a way of transmitting those memes, and so that when we watch television, we become, our minds infected. So that helps me understand Sister Sonia Sanchez, Philadelphia native here, who taught us a while ago and encouraged us to get off of the TV, to block yourself and resist the urge and the desire to become hooked on the television. And I trust that that is probably one of the primary reasons, because she knew that it was a way that they had of transmitting messages and information. to themselves and each other, as well as to us. And, we all become, programming sort of robots, listening to the television and unconsciously acting out those messages that we see, that we've taken in, that's been presented to us, that's been force-fed into our minds. So there is a thing, there's a power that happens when the mind, the eyes, the ears, all of these things are open to receive information. And when that happens, I believe that something very powerful happens on the inside with that information. That and that is what supports those behaviors, and understanding that the connections to that information coming into the eyes and the ears, and being able to use it and to control it and manage it in a way where the person, you maintain control over your behaviors and your actions, and you're not being guided by those messages that's received. Now that's in part the work, and it's work to have to stop and think, why am I doing this? Where does this come from? And it's very difficult and challenging to connect it to a television show, a particular one, oftentimes, unless it's something very radical and extreme, like murdering folks, because you saw that on the show, and you can make the connections when their similarities are so close. So at any rate, I'm feeling like I'm rambling. I'm thinking that I'm beginning to ramble. I have many things to talk about. Some nights it will be just a vent, a ramble, a sharing of myself in any given space of time or moment. And at other times I intend to talk about and teach about the program itself, the steps. I intend to really practice this program by delivering messages to the various groups of people that I have had contact with, and or those whose information and whose works and whose words affect my life. And we're going to see how it's going to go and where it's going to go. I know where I would like it to go. I do have some thoughts about that, because I would like to be in a space where I have access to many people, and where I'm compensated, because there's this thing here on life and on planet Earth where everything costs, and I'm not independently wealthy. So this would be my way of giving, and of course I'm supposed to receive some things. Now, even if those things is not cash money, I most certainly would be open to presenting to folks who then give me things that I can use on a daily basis, and which helps me to continue to live and to survive on the planet for as long as my spirit is still connected to this body. Because when my spirit disconnects from this body, I will be deceased, and I will leave this place. Yet every day that I awake in this body, then I have an obligation to this body to keep it safe as long as my spirit lives here. So that's a longer term goal, or a broader goal. Right now is right now, and we're here right now, and we'll see what we're gonna do. So thanks for listening to me.